Stefanos Anidas, and after looking at string literals and mentioning that they are what it's called a sequence data type, I think it is a good idea to now look at the three basic sequence types in Python. The three basic sequence types in Python, according to the documentation, are lists, tuples, and ranges. Lists are mutable sequences typically used to store similar types of items. Not restricted to that, but it's their typical use. Tuples are immutable sequence typically used to store different types of items. Though, again, there are cases where you want an immutable sequence for similar data. So it's not restricted to being the similar items. It's just typically used with different types of items. And ranges represent an immutable sequence of numbers that is commonly used for looping a specific number of times in for loops. Now, there were two words that I now kind of had to clarify so we better understand what we are working with, and it is the difference between mutable and immutable. A mutable sequence means that you can change the individual elements of this sequence without having to create a new sequence. In a list, you could just change one of the elements without remaking the complete list. On the other hand, we have the opposite of a mutable sequence, an immutable sequence, meaning that if you want to change any element of the sequence, you have to create a brand new sequence. For example, changing a string literal, even if it's just changing one letter, would require creating a brand new string. Now, there are several ways to construct a list. First is just a pair of square brackets. This creates a list that is currently empty. Then inside of the square brackets, you can have the item or items. If there are multiple items, you would separate them with commas. There's also list comprehensions. They are more of a later topic, so I would just kind of mention them and that's it. Finally, there's using a type constructor, in this case being either list parentheses, which just as the empty pair of square brackets, it creates an empty list, or list with an iterable inside of the parenthesis. An iterable meaning any data that supports iteration. That is a property that we will take a look at later on, but for now just know it's a thing we can do to create a list. Additionally, lists have a special method to sort their values. If you do list.sort without anything inside of the parentheses, it will take a look at all the values inside of that list and sort them from smallest value to biggest value. Now, what if you want to do the opposite? What if you want to sort from biggest to smallest value? Then inside of the parentheses, you would add reverse equals true. This is using something called keyword arguments, which we will take a look at in another video. Now, just like with lists, there are various ways to create a tuple. Using a pair of parentheses, create an empty tuple. Using a trailing comma for a singleton tuple, meaning a tuple with just one element. Separating items with commas. This creates a tuple with multiple elements, and using the tuple parenthesis constructor, which works just like the list constructor. Now, creating a range. Unlike lists and tuples, there is not that big of a number of ways to make a range. It is done using the range constructor. However, for this sequence type, I will go a bit more in depth with the parameters that can be used. Though keep in mind that these parameters can only be integers, so you cannot use any decimals, any floats. So let's start with the start parameter. This is an optional parameter that determines on which number the range will start. If no start parameter is provided, it will default to 0. Then there's the stop parameter. This is a required parameter that determines on which number the range ends, that being the number in the parameter minus 1. And finally, there's the step parameter. This is an optional parameter that determines the steps between each number in a range. If no step parameter is provided, it will default to 1. Some examples to better understand this are that having a range with a step parameter of 1 that goes from 0 to 6 would give 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It kind of adds 1 to each number to get the next number. Now, if you had the same range function, but with a step of 2, it would start at 0, just as the first one, but then it would go plus 2, and it would give back 2, then it would go plus 2, then it would give back 4, and then it would stop. And again, with a step of 3, it would go from 0, then add 3, it would return 3, and then add 3, it would go outside of the range established. So that would be the range created.